Hello, welcome to J Lowe Artist YouTube channel. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for drawing with me. Today we're going to be drawing with charcoal. We're going to be using white and black charcoal. I'm going to be using just a General's charcoal 4B and soft General's white charcoal as well. We'll be drawing on gray paper. You should have a black and white charcoal, a kneaded eraser, and a cotton swab for blending. Let's get started. Okay, when drawing with charcoal, a couple of things just to remember. Number one is that it does smear and it gets a little messy. So I like the pencils just because they're a little cleaner. But we're going to do this on gray paper. This is just gray construction paper. All right, let's move on to the little face. So let me zoom out of this because we're going to slide this over a little bit to reveal our face there. And we may not get to the whole face. We're just going to maybe get to the eye, the nose, the mouth. I want to show you how to do some hair with this too, because it's pretty easy. I'm just going to do the nose now. Remember, the nose is just like our sphere. We had our core shadow. We had some reflected light. Same thing here. We're going to have a core shadow, reflected light. I'm going to throw in the nostril real quick right there. It's just this little kind of arch. And I'll blend that in. I'm just going to do really kind of a Nike swoosh right there in the nose. Blend that a little bit. But then I've got that core shadow that runs along this edge of her nose. I'm going to leave a little bit of space there. Let's see if I can get down into it. A little bit of space for her, for that reflected light that's along there. The edge of her nostril. Of course, the shadow's always darker nearer the object, and because there's a cast shadow there, the edge of that nostril is going to come through. There's also a little shadow coming from here. She must have some reflected light, incidental lighting. Maybe they're bouncing their flash off of a umbrella or something. But all this is going to be part of that cast shadow that's down there. So all this is cast shadow or core shadow on the nose. There's even a core shadow that runs down the bridge of her nose right there. There's a little shadow across her philtrum. That little divot under your nose. And as that cast shadow comes out, I'm just going to soften it up, just like we did with our sphere over here. Keep it nice and soft. And then as we blend, it'll all come together. So now I can take my cotton swab on the dark side and do a little blending. I can blend in this part of the nostril a little bit, right around the highlight of the nose, along that nostril, down the philtrum. All of that gets a little bit of blending. That'll be the easiest nose you've ever drawn. And for those of you who don't draw people very often, it might be the first nose you've ever drawn. But look how it pops out. Light things tend to come forward. Dark things tend to go back. Here's that cast shadow. I'm going to go down the lip, edge of the nose. And just like our sphere, we might need to come back into it and darken in some areas. I'm going to take my cotton swab because this area right here where her little smile line is very soft. I'm going to take my cotton swab and define that area out rather than draw it with my pencil. I can define that area out there with that. And some of this I might have to go back in with my pencil because it's a little darker in there. That's what that cotton swab will do for you. And also around her nostril, you may say to yourself, you know, I want to see that edge a little bit more. You can use your kneaded eraser. Go back in and just define that out a little bit. Right there. And there's the nostril. And I didn't draw a line around it. Just like we didn't draw a line around our sphere, we're not going to draw a line around the nostril. It's light. Keep it light. Keep it nice. Keep it soft. There is a little edge right there, so I'm going to take and just do a little bit of a shadow in there. I'm going to try to avoid a straight line, and I'm just going to kind of zigzag through that shadowy area because it's not a line. I mean, your left brain sees it as a line, but your right brain goes, oh, it's not a line, it's a shadow. And then you blend that out, touch it a little bit with your kneaded eraser, and voila, you got it. Thanks for drawing with me, and I hope you have a lovely day. And hopefully, art has made your life a little better somehow.